Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect...
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Over 800 Tuesdays we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. See, I'm not even going to bother with the number anymore because it just doesn't matter. We got the important number out there. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And my headphones are on weird. We got a hell of a show for you tonight. We offer you the gift of Wrestling Mayhem Show. And we will also offer you the gift of the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE, Mad Mike.
Yeah, we're sitting here. We're just chilling. We're talking about fun things. We're talking about Disney tips, which I have more of that we will convey to our guests over the course of the next several hours.
Just several. Like, oh man, he's calling his shot on how long this show is going to be. Also with us, toy connoisseur, grizzled vet who's held almost every wrestling position in the industry. He is Ronnie Starks.
God, what kind of idiot would let me hold every position in indie wrestling?
Yeah. I don't know. There's been a lot of idiots over the years, including me, apparently, under that thing.
Hey, you gave me a new lease on life in wrestling.
Oh, this is my fault you're still around? Okay. So if anybody's like, why the hell is Ronnie Stark still in wrestling? Apparently it's my fault.
And then Sorg just slowly raised his hand. Sorry, guys. That's my fault.
You know what? You know how many times that's happened over the years? Somebody's in a wrestling truck. Whose idea was it to do this? I'm like, yeah, man, that was me. That was me. I don't know why promoters listen to me. But it's happened. Hey, you should book this guy. Hey,
you're smarter than some promoters.
Hey, you should name your show this thing. Hey, you should do this. And then it's like most of the time when Tommy Dreamer was like, I don't know why the show is called this. And I was like, oh, that was me, Tommy. I'm sorry. So, anyways, and with us, you're here in the girly giggles in the background up. It is Tatiana, and it is her birthday. See, we decorated. We've decorated. Oh, we kind of put that off.
Tati,
I just realized all the decorations are off the camera. I put that on top. Yeah, we'll just zoom out. There's one up there too. There's one up there.
He's gonna zoom out.
There we go.
Woohoo!
Birthday. There you go.
They say it's your birthday!
Yes,
Thank you,
exactly.
Guys. Sorg was incredibly kind enough to go all out for this, and I appreciate it so very much.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I'm telling people in the chat to drop roses for the birthday girl.
Aw,
oh, they are. Oh, there's lots of roses happening out there.
Yay.
Wow. That's cool. But no, we're going to have some fun here today, and then we have some surprises. Some you saw when I was setting them up, but we'll ignore that you saw them. Be forgetful.
What am I remembering? I don't even know.
I'm doing the Wayne's World forget like. There you go.
It's really funny. Jackson Argos was the one who forced me to finally sit down and watch that movie the full way through because he found out that I knew quite a few scenes from Wayne's World, some of the iconic ones like the opening Bohemian Rhapsody, the what is it? The plug, the one where they're like
the choice of the new generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The commercial one, and like little stuff like that. And he was like, "Wait a minute, you know the scenes, but you don't. Have you ever watched the movie?" No, I've never gotten a chance to sit down and watch it. You motherfucker, watch it. And
honestly, that one's a must watch.
Yeah.
I'm very glad he bullied me into it.
Fantastic.
My favorite line in that movie is, "I don't even have a gun rack. A gun rack. I don't even have a gun." let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack. I love that line so much.
I personally prefer the closed caption scene where they're both speaking Mandarin, and then they just give up trying to actually speak it and just let the captions do their thing.
Good times. But anyways,
Wonderful.
if you're joining us for the first time, maybe for the party, who knows? Check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Hit us up at the email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0. Tweet us at Mayhem Show. And, of course, a lot of great discussions happening over in the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group, the Discord, and the Reddit. And we can join us. And, of course, we're live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have returned to Monday nights after Raw. We had a lot of discussion about Raw and somebody's shenanigans. And other. And Mike discovered Impact Wrestling's eBay page.
I sure did.
Oh,
I
dear.
did not make a purchase. As far as I know, that Anthem turnbuckle pad is still available. So if you want to fuck that owl, it's $125.
I don't really want to
Um,
fuck that aisle. Ow.
What do you
Hey,
what do you
you
think
know.
you're doing with the turnbuckle? What's also like
Don't ask that question,
It's
Sword.
eBay
You're not
and
going
it's
to like the
wrestling
answer.
internet.
well, it's also that question of who's buying used wrestling gear.
Don't
and
an-
don't
Exactly.
don't
Exactly the point. So
Look,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
you give me 2 popsicle sticks and a rubber band, and I will
What?
fuck it like a dirty MacGyver.
I
did not need to hear that.
wow.
That
Well, I didn't.
You're gonna get splinters.
We were talking about fucking an owl, so I'm.
I meant metaphorically.
Oh. Well, this is-
Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
y'all took it to a dark place.
Hey, well, I mean,
Well, I apologize. I guess.
I mean,
do
you know,
you? Did you?
it's out there.
it's out there. It's out there in the
It's
world
out there.
for
You
clipping.
guys don't remember that quote from the movie? He's like,
I
"You
don't.
give me-"
I don't remember that quote from the movie. I remember that being a Broken Hardy's quote, though.
Yeah, there you go.
And at the time, it was very understandable.
Yeah.
So
Well,
But
I'm glad
I-
you got where I was coming
I
from.
love the chat room. Tina saying,
I won't really do that for splinters. But
Tina's like, oh my, don't ask that.
Yeah,
From
like
before.
I applaud the people who sell used ring gear online. I applaud them. Go
Mhm.
get your money.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't ask any follow-up questions.
No
That's
follow-up
all.
questions. No.
No follow-up questions needed.
Partners appreciate.
I also did almost buy used ring gear once.
Yeah.
It was the Macho Man's outfit from Spider-Man,
Oh wow.
and it's the biggest regret of my life that I've never purchased it.
hey, man, Bonesaw was ready. And you would've been
Exactly.
ready too if you would have bought that.
Dave Bonner is appreciating at least one younger wrestler enjoys the classics, unlike young Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh,
And see
God,
what happened to
man.
Zeke this weekend? He got his leg broken.
Hey, you know what? That's what you get for not watching Mel Brooks movies.
That's right. Now he has time
That's what he
laid up,
gets.
not being able to train, watching some Blazing Saddles. So there you go.
I wish I knew his address. I would send him bootleg DVDs of every Mel Brooks movie.
Oh my
Which is the
God,
only way to watch
dude.
them. Anyway, so
I will anonymously send him that if you want me to.
Yes, please, Ronnie.
everybody,
I will Venmo
can
you.
everybody find Mel Brooks movies on every streaming platform, because he has to have one of them. And just there should be a share button on most of those, or a link. Just can you just tweet at, I believe it's Zeke_Mercer. You'll find it.
Yeah.
And just please, everybody listening right now to the show, just at Zeke Mercer and tweet the link and greetings from at Mayhem Show. There you go.
And if you can, add your favorite quote from said movie.
Yes. Ones that won't get you canceled. It's
No,
funny.
add
Be
any
very- be
quote
very-
from any movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that don't hold up.
Yeah, be
Individually,
Be very, very careful trying
Very
to quote
selective.
Blazing Saddles, especially
Oh, yeah, of
to Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not worried about Zeke as a, he will
Oh
be.
no, I know. Just,
But anybody, there's yes.
I wonder when he
Anyways,
broke his leg, he screamed, "Leave us alone, Mel Brooks."
Unconfirmed. Unconfirmed.
Fun fact: that movie, as well as Young Frankenstein, can both be found on Hulu.
Oh,
Just saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein is so good.
Young Frankenstein is
is.
an
There
absolute
it is.
classic, and when
I'm-
Zeke told me they didn't like it, I almost drove to their place and fought them on the spot. And
yeah.
I don't think they realized that's how serious I was about not liking their opinion.
Yeah.
Because they thought I was
Yeah.
kidding, and I'm like, no, we need to stop
No.
talking right now.
We'll fight about it.
I gotta
Zeke
finish.
is-
I'm
Okay,
listening to
man.
Mel Brooks's autobiography on Audible,
Beautiful.
and it's awesome.
Well,
It's wonderful.
a bunch of people that still follow us regardless of their
Zeke isn't done with the.
regardless of their standing on Mel Brooks at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the family show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke and Team
probably likes
Hammer
Mel
Fist. What? Team Poppy Club
Bo
level.
Diggity likes milk?
Oh, I guarantee.
I
Bo Diggity
I
likes
know
Mel
Bo
Brooks.
Diggity does.
Oh, by the way,
Pop-
Team Amethyst, one of our patrons, says get Carlins to Swede the Mel Brooks movies.
Swede.
and yes.
We talked about
Ooh.
Sweding movies last night.
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. Anyways,
I want Matt Carlins and his sister's version of Space.
At the Poppy Club level is Dave Ponder and Bobby FJ10. At the Pizza Club level is Doc Remedy and the Riz of Riz Plays Games. And the manager level, Bradley, and the Mother of Dragons, Tina Keys. You can support the show too. Help us keep the podcast rolling at Wrestling Mayhem Show. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. And we did film a little bit here before the show, which I don't know if I want to do that teaser or not. What did
Just
we
do
talk
it.
about?
Just do it, Sorg.
In which we talk about Tatiana's access to the cock.
Yes.
God damn it! You're gonna say that!
I had to once. There's a reason there's explicit. There's an apostrophe.
The
in
answer may surprise you.
there. No, we did.
Or
What did we
maybe-
talk about?
That's how you
Oh,
tease it, right?
And we talked about wrestling training and how one becomes a wrestler.
Of course we
yeah,
did.
and
We did all those things.
We read it in an unfortunate email that I received over there, and you can get our reactions to that as we have two wrestling industry people with us today.
I kind of want to touch base on that again at some point during this, just like in a small, not rereading the email.
No.
But like touching base on the premise of should you get training or not if this is your goal? Because the answer is obviously yes.
Yeah. Though that's kind of part of it, right? So, anyways, but you can check it out on Patreon. We'll be uploading that here in the near future too. So, what the heck? I have a message from one of our managers on Wrestling Mayhem Show Patreon. I've just received. I'm reading on my Dick Tracy watch. Hey, you're not going to announce that I went to my 250th wrestling event on Sunday?
No one cares, Bradley.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm
you know
just
what?
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding, Bradley.
She's
Wow.
totally
A
not
little
because I
bit.
completely agree.
You know I am. You know how much I have to actively explain to people on YouTube that Bradley is not a plant.
Bradley is.
I mean-
I'm going to be legitimate for
Oh,
a second. Bradley is
something.
Bradley is actually one of the biggest supporters of professional wrestling in the Pittsburgh area, and I kid and I jab and I make all the jokes, especially at shows, but his support is greatly appreciated in the locker room.
Yes.
He's
100%.
been there for so many events and just genuinely loves watching us do what we do. And that kind of commitment to our craft at this level is just out of this world. So
Absolutely.
congratulations on 250, Bradley.
And he's also a butt.
He's that too.
Well,
I can say this because I haven't met Bradley in person yet. I'm sure
and-
he's lovely.
And
Oh, you'll love it.
I just want to point out to commemorate Bradley at his 250th show in McMecken, West Virginia.
Peaches in the chat room.
At Victory Championship
it.
Wrestling is he brought an ironing board and an iron because there was a fans bringing the weapons match.
Oh, those are
And
wonderful.
and he doesn't know this, but there was a lot of discussions after the show, after we cleared the carcass of Zeke Mercer out the ring after the fans left, obviously. But there was a lot of discussion about that ironing board. So I can say that Bradley brought the most talked about item of the fans bring the weapon match. So I did not see the iron being used, but also at one point the match went into the concession stand, and I was on the other side of the arena because it was a 6-man no tags, fans bring the weapons match. So
Oh, boy.
there was a lot to, and there's only 2 of us on camera. So yeah, it was kind of fun. All kinds of peaches.
I wonder if anyone plugged in the iron and used it.
Oh no, they wouldn't in West Virginia. They definitely would in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
I've seen some shit in
Give
New
me an
Jersey.
extension cord.
Oh.
To be fair, we've all seen some shit in New Jersey.
I miss going to New Jersey, honestly. I
Listen.
haven't been
Nothing
there.
compares to Detroit wrestling. I
Ooh.
tell you what. Have you been? Have you been?
No, not
I've
yet.
been I've seen so many dangerous things for the wrestlers and fans. I filmed some of it, and it's incredible. It's a whole other
Oh.
animal. It's
So when B Rabbit said you don't know what the fuck I've been through, he was talking about Detroit wrestling.
Detroit wrestling. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Turns out half that stuff I saw at the Gathering of the Juggalos was just scratching the surface. Yes. Yeah. I mean, between the fire and the blood and the light tubes and the light tubes and the light tubes and the knives and the death match rumble. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I was so nice to see a match a couple weeks ago that was just the Pope from NWA against Jason Hotch as the main event. And I don't think anybody bled, at least on purpose, through the night. So like that kind of thing. But anyways, but I will definitely go back to Detroit wrestling. So I'm actually going back to Michigan again this weekend for MMA. So I will see some fucked up shit. How is MMA in Michigan? I don't know. Will there be light tubes? Maybe. I'm going to find out this Saturday in Grand Rapids, apparently. I have a 98% chance that's going to happen. It's like the fucking weather, my bookings.
I need an MMA show under my belt, Sorgy.
Was that you need an MMA show under your belt?
Yeah.
So
I can say never again.
I have so many logistical things. Are you okay on standing on a tiny platform for about 3 hours up in the air?
I've done a lot worse.
I think I've done that thing specifically.
What?
Well, okay, so here's the thing to remember. I used to do musical theater, like being on stage and acting and singing and dancing and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So like I've done some weird stuff, and my last show in high school, we did Return to the Forbidden Planet, which is both a parody of Shakespeare in general as well as a knockoff of the movie Forbidden Planet.
Wow.
All of the dialogue
That's
was
a
in
lot.
all of the dialogue was in iambic pentameter, and all of the songs were jukebox. It's a
That sounds
wild
wonderful.
show, but I love it and I miss it. And I played the character Bowson, who is the first mate, and we read the script like 3 separate times, and the director and I looked at each other, and I go, so Bowson comes on stage before the show starts, correct? And then he exits on page 35.
Oh boy. Oh
And he
boy.
goes, so you're going to be sitting in a box for a while. You're just going to be reacting to the stuff happening, and, you're going to sing your lines, say your parts, all of that jazz. And I'm like, but I don't leave the stage. No, you don't leave the stage until this scene. 3/4 of the way through Act 1? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, cool. So I've done that thing specifically. It's not the worst, but it's not that great either. But luckily, if you do that, you won't have to speak in iambic pentameter, which is a bonus.
In theory.
In theory.
In theory. You never know.
Well, anyways, should we talk about some news, some wrestling news? Is there anything that's happened since last night?
Adam Cole is getting shit on for his body again, which
What?
is
I don't understand it. Like, I would kill to have the man's physique.
same
Which is
here.
the-
I would literally murder someone.
Well, like,
It's bitter old men who get upset about, the younger.
Oh,
guys.
is this a Cornette thing again?
it might be.
No, it's a Booker T thing.
Probably.
Booker T.
Oh.
What? Book?
Yeah, Booker
Come
T made a
on.
comment. Yeah.
Book. Come on.
The thing that frustrates me about this whole thing is that it's like these guys forget that there's such a thing called bulking season, which even if it's not bulking season
Great
for
tag
Adam
team.
Cole,
Great tag team.
great tag team. Even if it's not bulking season for Adam Cole, that man can still run miles around me and several others combined. Like, the dude is in great shape at all times, and maintaining the physique that like shows off six packs is very difficult. And yeah, Adam Cole's great, and he's going to keep up the momentum, but like he's been doing this for a while. It's okay if he's taking a break and being like, you know what, I can go without the abs for a bit. Like he's still in great shape.
Yeah, I mean, he's in wrestling shape, right? That's.
I mean, I think if it's good enough for our favorite dentist, it's good. It should be good enough for everyone. That's where it really comes down to.
Okay, but that brings in the idea that these guys actually care what Britt thinks. They pretend to, but they don't really.
That's a fair.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about what she wants. It's about them wanting her and assuming that's what she wants.
God.
Wrestling. It's not great. It's not great if you're a woman and have an opinion. Yay.
Yes.
But I, for the record, we all love you, Adam Cole.
Yes.
Yes.
We're good here.
Any
We're good here with it. And at least he's at a place that appreciates him for what he is and does. So, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's I did see. I forget who it was. I think it was like Warhorse or somebody, or maybe RJ. It was like.
By the way, Mick Foley never had a six pack.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, did pretty okay for himself.
Yes. Yes. Kevin Owens right now. Sami Zayn. You know, I mean, just come on. Like, who else, man? Terry Funk. Ric Flair was not in, like, he was in some good shape, but, like, not always, right?
Yokozuna, Mark Henry, like we can keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the list of people who have never had six packs and done all right for themselves.
Oh, then somebody like Mark Henry is another kind of spectacle, though, right? Like he's still like a large, you know, bulked up guy. You know, not a six-pack guy, but he was a weightlifter, right? So it's a different type of body that, you know, looks good in the wrestling ring to destroy an Adam Cole or a Colin Delaney, I suppose. But so, God, you know, sometimes I forget that Colin Delaney is that same guy I saw in ECW like all those years ago. Like it just doesn't seem like he doesn't even look like the same person, right?
I remember recognizing the name Colin Delaney, and I couldn't figure out from where, and I met him, and he was absolutely lovely.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Such a nice guy. And saw him a couple times, and then somebody was like, oh yeah, he was in ECW, and I just went,
The what?
And I looked it up, and I'm like, is that why he sounded familiar? What the fuck? Oh my God. And I just,
Yep.
It's weird how that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it is weird. But I don't know. Yeah, the body. I mean, it's the wrestling. I mean, this is part of it, and it's going to happen. And now you have all these vets that have 3-hour podcasts they need to fill with opinions, I guess. I was having a discussion with somebody because somebody said the Cornette podcast on Vince was pretty brutal. But then also like the Regal one, like Regal doesn't bash anyone apparently, because he's a
proper English gentleman.
That is right. But apparently, I keep seeing the quote. I presume it's from his podcast about the difference between a clothesline and a lariat.
It's a clothesline knocks you down and a lariat knocks you out. And
that's right.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always just assumed it depended on how much you identified with the state of Texas. But
also maybe a little bit. That is a misnomer. Apparently, we are all wrong about that.
Yeah, I will take William Regal's word over my own.
That's right. But I mean, if you just have like is William Regal explaining the ins and outs of wrestling, Gentleman Villain with William Regal is his podcast. Oh, that's great.
That's such a good name.
That is so good. And subscribe. Asked and answered Tajiri, AEW, WWE, British comedians, and more. One's titled Just Sort Yourself Out. And they are only an hour and a half to 2 hours long.
Oh,
that's like our show. So if you can tolerate us, imagine us with proper British accents and not the shit that we try. But anyways, hi, Vim. So, yeah, he's got like 4 episodes. He's got like 3 episodes, and that's it. Fantastic. That would start at the ground floor. No, subscribe. What the hell? I couldn't even bring myself to. I had a lot of time to kill on the road by myself this week, and it's been so long since I just like listened to podcasts on the road, and I couldn't bring myself to listen to a Cornette. I'm like, I don't need the negativity, even if it's about somebody that I know is a shitbag. You know, it's just like I can't. Although I was very, very entertained by Cornette and Vince Russo. Not LaRusso.
If LaRusso showed up on Cornette's show, I would,
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That'd be fantastic.
That would.
Because Chris can get fun sometimes when it comes to those kinds of things. Not a Cornette fun, but still. But anyways, but it was the end of the one Dark Side of the Ring about I can't remember which era they were talking about, but it was like, you know, it was Russo and Cornette, and they just had the credits was just them talking about each other. It was just fantastic. So, anyways. So with that, hey, let's take a quick break here. Let's give a shout out. Check out a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff coming up. Oh my God, my edit queue is so bad. This week I'm going to be trying to get out. I'm sorry, I've been on the road for 3 weeks. But we got a lot of wrestling coming to you. At least 4 shows in the can that need edited, including Rise Wrestling, Renegade Wrestling Alliance, and Victory Championship Wrestling from this past weekend. And you can check out all that at IndyWrestling.us. Check out the network. Check out the YouTube membership, Ringside membership, where you can get all the shows. I think I count like 130 some shows you can get with the YouTube Ringside membership. I know with the network you'll get over 400 hours of content, a lot and content that is not over on the YouTube, and it's a little cheaper on the YouTube, but that's why we got those specials like I almost call it bacon with bitches. That's what they wanted to call it. Waffles with women, rigatoni's with refs. We have the Heaven and Hell, the Rev Ron Hunt and Chris Taylor story. You can relive that action over there on the Indie Wrestling Network, and of course a lot of other great stuff, including our friends from Warrior Wrestling. A lot of our back catalog is up there as well, and a lot of great shows going on there, and a lot of free content over the IndyWrestling.us YouTube page as well. Stay tuned. We got a lot going on, and of course we got shows coming up with our partners like Grind City and a new, as yet to be announced, distribution partner for an upcoming show that we're doing. The teaser crossed on the contract, and we're getting the details to get the show up here. I'm hoping by next Wednesday you'll be seeing something new, and we'll have a announcement here shortly as soon as that does get confirmed. But very exciting time for independent professional wrestling. IndyWrestling.us. Start there and go on your pro wrestling journey. But maybe not ask me. No, I'm not going there. Watch Patreon. You'll see what I'm almost said.
I just came up with a good idea.
What's that?
Tati, I have a podcast name for you.
Okay.
If you do a podcast. Did you ever watch Clarissa Explains It All as a kid? Does that sound familiar at all?
It sounds familiar. I don't think I actually sat down to watch an episode, though.
I know you're not a 90s kid. I'm sorry.
I was born in the 90s. Sorry.
But anyway,
Let
we're
me
gonna
do
call
that
your
math.
podcast.
Late 90s. Okay. Oh my God. I just did the math.
Don't
Yeah.
don't do the math.
I was trying to avoid that the whole show, but thanks, Ronnie.
Jeez.
Anyway, Tati, your podcast is Tati Explains It All.
Oh, oh gosh.
Ronnie.
Oh goodness. That is a good name.
Oh,
but like
goodness.
that idea of like me trying to explain stuff kind of makes me want to explode my head a bit. Because here's the thing, I'm getting to that point in my career where like I'm no longer a little baby-faced worker who's done, a few things here or there, but not really that much. And I'm not like a well-seasoned veteran that's been around the business forever. That being said, I am getting to the point that I'm like, oh, I've been here for a bit. So kids are starting to come to me for advice, and I'm like, maybe don't ask me some of this stuff. maybe wait. maybe ask that person over there.
So, of course, we have you on here today. Partially, we like having you on. But also, it is your birthday today on Mayhem Day. And we have...
Oh, look at
Whoa! Yay! Birthday happy.
Things I can't eat anymore.
Things I can eat, but not digitally.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, these are so cute.
And for those on audio, it is cupcakes with a happy birthday.
And they're chocolate
awesome.
cupcakes.
We
That's the
we
best.
don't have fire here at the studio. I'm not allowed to have fire in the studio. It's against the fire code, so that's why you just have unlit candles.
Wait a minute. You're not allowed to have fire in the
No
studio?
fire. Well, there was that one incident where Chess Flexor almost caught Bradley and my Christmas tree on fire.
Well, that's a good point, but then why am I in the studio?
Well,
Wow.
You're good, you.
You had us all going. Yeah, us all
so
going.
usually we got the decorations and everything, and there's a wonderful bouquet behind you. If you want to pull that bouquet out behind you, it's like,
the cupcakes
I mean,
out
it's
of
all
the
like,
line of
I don't mean, it's not like
fire.
real flowers or anything like that, but I mean, it's, oh,
Hey,
and
man.
slam it into the microphone. That's
Take
fantastic.
that,
If you guys ever want to know how I got into wrestling, it's just because I kept running into things and knocking them over.
And you're like,
Hey, you know what? That's a good start.
I have witnessed you break your arms twice.
Yeah,
That's at least one of them. I know. So, but if you look in there, there's actually gifts in there.
There's
Ooh,
gifts.
gifts.
There's gifts in there.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Should she be worried?
Should she be? Yeah,
Should
maybe.
I be worried?
Probably. No.
Oh,
well,
no.
thankfully, wife of the show helped pick because you didn't want me to.
Oh, look at these.
What are they for the audio?
So-
They are, for the audience listening at home, these are metallic flower stickers. They are 3-dimensional and they are gorgeous. There's white and red ones. They're so pretty.
And decorating the suitcase.
Yes. Which is in my trunk.
There you go.
Oh, there's more 3-dimensional stickers. There's hyacinths, which are my favorite. Well, one of my favorites. They're so gorgeous. I think that's what these all are. And there's sunflowers too. And oh my gosh, I love these.
There's more in there. We got you pets.
That's our pens.
Pets?
No pets.
These lays are so cute too.
Of the- there you go. Put it on. Put it on.
Oh.
There you go. Stay on gimmick. There you go.
Ta-da. I just realized on screen, on camera, the lei looks red, but it's actually more orange. Oh! it's a little Barbie kitten. It's a little Barbie kitten.
Aw.
It's got a little
Awesome.
ball of yarn. Oh, that's so cute. There's definitely more going on here. I'm sorry, I'm a very slow unpacker.
That's okay. There's a lot of paper. There's a whole lot of paper going on right now.
And there's also a little puppy with a bone. Both the kitten and the puppy are in their own little baskets, and they are so cute. So it's a little chihuahua. This is great because my apartment doesn't allow pets, so like
There you go.
this
There you
is
go.
perfect. Hey, a margarita glass. Oh, and it's got flowers on it. This is so cute.
You
This is gonna be put to good use.
I don't have much alcohol. I just have yeah.
That's fine. I've got plenty.
Okay, there you go.
I last year I threw a potluck for my birthday, and a lot of people brought booze, and they said, "This is your present,"
Yes.
and I have yet to touch most of it.
Yeah. I've been working on the booze from like the 4-year parties. Like actually, this is from it.
I still have like five
about a year
Coronas.
ago.
I still have like 5 Coronas in my fridge, but I don't drink beer. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to get rid of these.
And then Zach Rain, if he's listening, will love this. There's also a little Barbie bunny, again with a basket and a little carrot. Oh, these are so adorable. I can't. And I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think it's it.
Ziggy's gonna be jealous of those, all the little Barbie pets.
That's totally fair. Oh, these are so cute. Thank you guys. I love these so much. Especially, I'm not gonna lie, I'm psyched about like the little pets, but the stickers are where it's at for me. Especially the hyacinths. I've never seen stickers like these before. They're gorgeous.
They're like a metal kind of. Yeah. They're pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're like 3-dimensional, and they've got like glitter and foil on them. They're really nice.
There you go.
These might not go on.
And
the
there's pizza over here too. So because sponsor. So
All
yes.
sliced on. That's a good segue.
That is a good segue.
Well, we're not there yet, but that's a pre-segue. That's a segue for the segue, probably. But anyways, you wanted to bring back around a conversation from earlier about training, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go into specifics, and I'm definitely not gonna use names. But what I will say is, recently I've seen a couple of students in the area that are, they're very excited to get into the ring and do their work, and I think that is wonderful. But a trend that it has me concerned with these students is that a lot of them are trying to speed up the process of becoming trained. Some of them are even like trying to like get themselves put on shows before they've even had practice matches, and there's a couple of them, and I get it, and I love their passion. I think that it's fantastic, and that when they are ready to become a part of the industry as workers, they're gonna have a great time, and I think they're gonna do wonderful. But it concerns me that like they're trying to jump the gun this much, because I don't want them to get hurt. I'm pretty close to properly trained. My training kind of got cut off at a weird point where it was finished but not quite finished. And I have still run into multiple injuries and have dealt with a lot of instances where there weren't enough properly trained people in the ring for things to go smoothly.
Okay.
And what I'm worried with is that if this trend of like, and it's kind of, let me figure out how to say this. This kind of ropes into how the WWE hires non-wrestling people to be brought in and turned into wrestlers. There's nothing wrong with that. Having an athletic background going into wrestling is so good because it helps you out cardio-wise, strength-wise. If you're into amateur wrestling, you're going to know quite a few like moves and holds and starting positions. It's great to have that sort of background. It gives you a good starting point. I mean, hell, I wasn't an athletic kid. I didn't do sports, but I did do theater and I took dancing classes. That put me at a big cardio advantage when I started because I could just run the ropes for like 20, 30 minutes and be fine. And that really helped me when I was learning matches. I could just keep stopping and starting over and not lose my breath at all, which is something I need to get back into. I'm not quite there anymore because I haven't had this. I don't have access to the same resources I did when I was in college. But that being said, whenever I see these kids like so excited to get into the ring that they're willing to sort of let training take cut corners almost, like willing to like skip over some steps, that it both frustrates me and worries me. It's frustrating because, okay, well now I know that you're not putting safety first, but that worries me because it makes me feel like you don't understand that this is like learning things step by step is a safety thing, not just you get good at this, but also you learn how to do this without hurting somebody.
Is this on the trainee side, or do you think it is on a trainer side that you're seeing coming? Well, anyway, the trainers are letting this happen and seem in some cases.
No. The trainers I have seen with these students are doing their best to prevent this from happening.
So they are fighting against this
yes,
thing. Good,
this is just like this is mostly with the students. And again, I don't want to seem as though like I'm trying to shame anybody or shame anybody's passion.
And you're still young in the business, but you've been around long enough to see like this, like you've seen the kind of the bad side of it, a little bit over the years.
Yeah, and like I love the passion that a lot of these students bring. I'm just scared that if they try to cut corners, they're going to get hurt. And so the message I want to put forth with this is be passionate, be excited to get into the ring, but understand that learning this as slowly as possible is the best possible option. It's going to make sure that you learn as much as possible, and it's going to make sure you're as safe as possible. And it's frustrating, and it's okay to be frustrated, but you still have to do it right.
Is this a youthful excitement? Because I mean, there is the you think you're invincible up to a certain point, age-wise, right? Is it that and the impatience that's coming through?
It's a little bit of that, yeah. And I'm honestly kind of worried about putting this out into the universe because I don't want people to think that I'm like trying to target people for being excited. No. I don't want like these students to feel like, oh, I'm getting called out. No, I want these kids to be successful. I want them to learn. I want them to be safe.
Excitement plus patience.
Yes.
Excitement plus excitement can come off in learn everything. Understand that you need to learn everything before you get there. You know how Lee got where he got so fast as a wrestler compared to others? That guy like studied and was in the ring by himself trying things, and probably took every damn seminar he could. Right? I mean, it is that patience, you know, not just going like, you know, 3, 4, 5s in and wondering, why am I not on AEW yet? Well, look at things, you know. But again, we're talking early on in that, aren't we?
And I mean, also, it's kind of important to make sure you don't like incorrectly compare yourself to other people.
Yes, that's
Yes.
a problem
Everyone-
all of us have.
Yes.
That's for every person. That's for every walk of life. That's for every job. Like, some people just take the things quicker, and that's all right.
Well,
Some people need to work at it a little bit more. But you know, as long as you put the work in.
Or some people come across an opportunity before others do, right? I mean, you know, it happens.
Yeah, your path is never going to be the same as anyone else's. I never had the resources that Thea Hale had, and so I didn't get to where I'm at the same way she got to where she's at. We had different paths of light, and we ended up in different places. Does that mean that I'm doing it wrong versus her? No, not at all. Not at all. We did things our way. And maybe someday I'll be where she's at. I doubt it, because I have no interest in taking that particular path, and also probably not what they're looking for. But that being said, some point we're going to be on the same level again, and it's going to be because we both worked hard for it. I have seen too many people get hurt because someone cut corners doing something. I was at a show, and somebody was on the show and claimed they had been working for 4 years, and they stepped in the ring, and it was so clear. It was clear as the daylight shining through the windows. They had never been in a ring before, and the person they were with almost got hurt. And I do not want the students dealing with that and not being able to protect themselves, or worse, I don't want anyone that I've interacted with becoming that kind of person.
It's always fascinating me with professional wrestling and what you guys are doing out there. You know, the mental capacity that of putting the match together, synchronizing with your opponent, taking care of yourself and your opponent, and the inherent trust you have to have with somebody, you know, is pretty wild. And I mean, you know, we've all been in locker rooms. Well, most of us here. Well, Mike, I don't know. You've been around some.
I have not. I have never been in a locker room.
Yeah. Mike is the one that has
personally or professionally.
Yes,
That's fair. That's very fair.
but I mean, you're just like, yeah, well, this is an interesting hodgepodge of personalities, and despite everything, they get in the ring and take care of each other, right?
Yes.
That's how this whole thing works, and that is you know, on every level, you know, from the bingo halls to you know, a football stadium of wrestling. It's the same,
and
it's
every
the same
aspect
game.
of it too.
Yeah.
Like referees, managers, all facets of it. You all have to be aware of what's going on.
Absolutely.
You all have to make sure you know what the plan is, and everyone stays safe.
And you see that happen when like something scary happens, right?
Yes.
Like I think we were talking about last night about when Deanna and Chelsea went through those tables on Sunday, and you saw Mickey rush over and beat the ref there to check on them, right? Sam O'Donnell
and Mickey, who had just kicked Chelsea in the face.
Yes, exactly.
Before. like that's the kind of trust and camaraderie you need. Like,
absolutely.
Like Mickey just kicked Chelsea in the face not 5 minutes before in the match. But then after the big bump, Mickey was the first one over to check and make sure.
Yeah, because it looked ugly. It looked ugly as hell.
Oh, it looked wrong.
I think I mentioned last night, Sam Adonis took an ugly spill and bounced his back of his head on the concrete Saturday night up in Grand Rapids, and you saw the referee and the one videographer out there, not mine. Another thing, the Wrestling with Unicorns guy, like, are both like, well, you know, even the other guy, you know, I think you saw the other guy in the match, like kind of pop over and check on him, right? You know, I mean, that's you know, there's a lot that goes into injuries happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of injuries don't happen on a regular basis. You know what I guess is a weird way to look at it, I think. Or not, maybe a proper way to look at it.
Yeah. This sport, there's always going to be injuries. the idea is that we're trying to keep as many injuries from happening as possible.
Right.
And that's just what I want for the students. I want them to be safe. I want them to be able to protect themselves, protect who they're in the ring with, and I want them to be passionate at the same time. But there's passion, and it has to be sidled along with wisdom. And
Right.
you only get that wisdom from learning and being and taking all of the steps to become properly trained and working on shows and being in those different situations and working with people that you trust who have been in those situations before you and can either walk you through it or pull you aside after and be like, okay, this is what you did, not bad, but you could have done this. I was at training and I dropped myself square on my face, just full on face plant. Body went completely vertical. It was kind of funny in retrospect, but everyone just made sure I was okay. They kept me down. They made sure that like I got out of the ring in one piece because I was very much out of it. I got very lucky to not be concussed, but there was a minute that everybody was like, "Yep, she is gonna need a ride home."
And there's so much of you make those mistakes there, so you don't do it in front of a couple hundred people, right? I mean, there's so
correct.
much of that happening. A lot of times, I've said this before. This is a training platform. What we do here every night, every week, and we try things, and sometimes things break, and sometimes the show doesn't work on Tuesdays because we tried something new that didn't work out. We try things here so that when we go and get paid to do it in Grand Rapids or Detroit or Dallas, it doesn't break there, or we know how to fix it, right?
Right.
Like it's the same concept. It's a thing that happens on a lot of different aspects. It's a performance thing, right? There's a comment from Tina out here as well too. The promoters and trainers should promote a safe and equitable environment for the learning, and the good trainers do. And we
Yes.
have a lot of good trainers here in Pittsburgh. I believe you do train down at the Stronghold.
Yes.
Brandon K as well. Brandon K will actually be. I hope he listens to this so he can speak to this in a couple weeks when he joins us here on the show, as well.
Yes. Brandon has promoted an incredibly safe, incredibly educational environment at the Stronghold, and he is doing everything in his power every single week, every time he is in that building to make sure that everyone is learning everything step by step as safely as possible. Safety and education are number one and number two for his classes, and I respect that so much. And whenever Chris LaRusso is helping out training as well, I know he has stepped away from being a head trainer, but he's the same way with how he teaches it. We go through it step by step. We get to the base of why we do this and how it works and what it can be used for, and then we walk through it. And I think Glenn Spector has taken over as head trainer at IWC. Same thing. I've not worked with him that much, but when I did work with him, just a random practice day, we're both there. Same thing. Walked me through it. Made sure I was doing it safely before I actually did it full speed. Pittsburgh is full of incredible trainers that are doing their best to teach these kids right, and that's great.
There's a reason you see a lot of people with Pittsburgh on your TV lately.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
There's a
big reason over the last 10 to 15 years. The trainers that have put people out there. You're seeing people trained by the names that you mentioned: Shirley Doe, Marshall Gambino, Super Hentai, Paul Atlas, Quinn Magnum, that are on TV right now. And there is a reason for that. It's a breeding ground, and a lot of them are figuring it out. And there's. We will lament sometimes there's too much wrestling in Pittsburgh sometimes, but there's a lot of good places to grow that and make contacts and move out and grow otherwise professionally and get to those platforms that way.
And sometimes you're going to learn things the hard way. I mean, Quinn Magnum was the same as all of the gentlemen I've mentioned prior, where he made sure you got everything step by step before you did it full speed. And I listened to so much of what Quinn taught me because he was my trainer. That being said, not all of it sank in, and so some stuff I had to learn the hard way, like putting your hands down when somebody is going to fall on top of you. I didn't quite listen to that every time he told it to me, and so one fateful night, I'm underneath I'm underneath a wrestler. There's a Patrick Hayes falling at me, and in a cast for several months. And that was on me. That wasn't on Quinn. It wasn't on the guys in the ring. That was on me for not remembering what I had been taught. So sometimes you will learn things the hard way.
And reminder, since it was asked over in the chat room over on YouTube, we were talking to Tatiana. You may not have heard of her. You will soon out there. Well, you're still the unwielding Tatiana on Twitter, right?
It's at Tatiana Wrestles on both Twitter and
right.
Instagram.
That's right. I'm reading the headline instead. So.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, and you've been at it for a few years now around the Pittsburgh area, getting out there a bit, actually, aren't you? Like we were talking about how I don't think I've seen you wrestle in a year to see how your progress has been coming, but I do see pictures of you with other promotions. New Jersey and things like that, right? I know you've been hitting the car with some of the other people we've been talking with. Recently in other projects and everything. So it's good. And I love seeing that you are getting out of because again, we have so much wrestling in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Sometimes people just wrestle in Pittsburgh
The
and
Pittsburgh bubble.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh bubble that happens, and then they don't escape that and then grow outwardly, right? And I'm glad to see you doing that. I'm glad to see Keith Hott is doing that. Our friends at the Runway, they're going to be joining us next week, have been doing that. Every time I see a name from Pittsburgh in a promotion not in Pennsylvania, or at least on this end of Pennsylvania, or just across the border in West Virginia or anything like that, that is heartening. That is like, good, go, get it. A bunch of people went down to Nashville this weekend, I know, before they got their legs broken. I'm glad he fit that trip in. But
now he's in the chat room too.
Oh no!
Hi, Zeke.
Yes, letting us know that he was born when most of us were graduating.
Oh gosh, thanks. Now I feel old too.
Well, now I don't feel as bad about him breaking his leg now.
No, it's getting a lot easier, isn't it?
Calling me old, sir.
Yeah. A good example, Tina's seen Lee out there in Seattle in the area this Saturday. Is he on the Defy show that's going on?
I'm not sure.
But and we've thrown that out to her out there. But yeah, and he was doing that, I think, before he hit AEW. Of course, now he's going to be everywhere. But yeah.
I'm kind of at a spot right now where I am going outside of the city a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've hit a bit of a slow spot, and that's honestly
fine. That's fine.
Well, it's honestly on me because while I have been talking for the past 20 minutes or so about like doing things right and doing things safely, another thing about doing things right and doing things safely is taking care of your body, which I haven't really been doing, and that's it's not helping me. No,
especially for what you're doing. Who was it that was somebody was just talking about, might have been Zeke, right? And somebody else is like, if you're a wrestler and not going to see a physical therapist.
Oh yeah, no,
right?
Zeke tweeted that out a couple days ago.
Yeah, like especially young doing that. Like you need to do that.
Yeah.
Because those problems will become bigger problems later as your body is growing into, especially younger wrestlers, right? As your body is growing into what you're doing to it in wrestling, because.
Once you get to be our age, everything just seems to fall apart.
You get to my age.
I wish.
Yes.
I wish I would have went to the chiropractor when I was younger.
See?
My God, I was a mess for a long time.
I would.
My back was terrible.
Yeah. I would suggest, if possible, a physical therapist instead of a chiropractor, just because they'll do the same kind of stretches on your body, but they'll also give you more like active activities, whereas a chiropractor will give you more like stretching, more like strength toning type of thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, and I'm in that part of my life is like, you should probably start taking care of yourself before things start shutting down. Yeah, right, Ronnie knows what I'm talking about. So I'm probably in better shape now than I have been in the last 20 years, and that's still not a great shape. But anyways, we're going to go to break here, but I think this is appropriate. This came to mind here.
Now it's time to plug pizza.
Now
Yes.
I ate some pizza tonight.
Do you like pizza? We like pizza.
Yeah.
Listen, they have some wonderful salad. Oh, now I'm getting hungry again. They have some wonderful chicken salads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got like a mile and a half walk today. I got some sweating on today with the.
I can't wait for like all of my fit friends who've been watching my Instagram progress of me constantly going to the gym. I can't wait for them to all start yelling at me next week because I'm going on vacation and probably not gonna hit the gym at all.
Hey, to be
But
fair,
there's a lot of walking.
It is a lot of walking.
If you do that place right, you're gonna hit 35,000 steps.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of walking, but I'm also going to be doing a lot of eating, and that's gonna.
I can't remember if I said it on this show or not. I filled my rings doing on the job the last 3 weeks straight, but I also ate very, very well. So, and I was like, oh, I'm up 5 pounds. We gotta get rid of that.
My plan is whenever I return from vacation to hit up a couple of those friends and be like, "Hi, don't you do like personal training stuff? Can I pay you to help me?"
Missy did that with one of our exceptionally fit friends, and it kicked her ass pretty hard.
Yeah.
So,
I just got one of those bike things.
The elliptical.
No,
Peloton or something.
Yeah, we got Peloton.
Oh, Chachi's got one of those.
I need to figure out how to put the shoes on and.
Oh, the shoes.
You're gonna see a lot of awkward selfies from me on Instagram.
I have not visited Jessica on Apple Fitness for a while.
Okay.
So, by the way, super jealous that old friend of the show, Justine, got to hang out at the Apple Fitness studio and got to talk with Jessica, and she's like my favorite instructor. She's got like an Australian accent and stuff, and it's just so soothing on the mindfulness cool down. Anyways, that's enough of that. I was trying to get to a quote before we talk about pizza. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance, and so are everybody else's. With that,
thank you, Baz Luhrmann.
Yes. I've been thinking a lot about that song because I listened to it in my early 20s, and now I'm listening to my early 40s and seeing how it translates. So it's really interesting.
So that means you're gonna live in New York before it makes you soft, right, Sword?
I think I've visited, so that's fine. Well, if you're living in Pittsburgh, it's kind of halfway.
No.
You lived in New York before it makes you too hard. And then you have to live in California, leave California before it makes you too soft.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm very familiar.
I must still be hardened from New York.
You never left New York, so
that's true.
Technically, so. Anyways, one shout to our friends at Slice on Broadway, feeding our guests here in the studio for well over a decade now with 5 locations. I didn't even update the graphic yet. 5 locations. Here right up the street in Beachview, Carnegie, the East End of North Hills, and now in South Side Works. What? Why did DJ Z that?
5th location.
He's not using it anymore. New York City style yinzer made. Now he's like Mexican or something. I don't know.
Besides, the South Side, if there's air horns playing in Pittsburgh, it's on the South Side.
I think there's more sirens playing on the South Side, but thankfully it's down at the works. Just be safe out there if you're going down the Carson Street next week is all I'm saying. Anyways, so go check them out, our friends, sliceonbroadway.com. We're going to take a little shorter break than usual, and hey, we were just talking about the Stronghold Academy. If you're with us on video, you're going to see a little bit about that, exactly what we were talking about, and we'll be right back in about a minute and a half right after this.
Savon's Legendary Podcast. Shout out to Grind TV Network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
So what you saying?
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
We are back with Tatiana. No, that's Mike. That's Mad Mike. That's not Tatiana. That's a lot happening.
That's not.
A lot happened in the last minute and a half.
I could never. No, you had music playing in my ears, sorry, so I had my thing up.
I know. I just switched to the wrong thing. Tatiana's here. It's a birthday girl herself. She has pets.
I do have pets. They're all in my margarita glass.
Yeah.
The cat got loose, so she's at the bottom.
Yeah, I dropped it and it completely came off the stock card. I'm like, well, we're just gonna put that back together and put it back in the thing. Nothing to see here. So, yes.
This little tiny little kitty.
Look at him.
I was actually.
You gotta come up with names for all of them too.
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay.
No pressure. You don't do it now.
Well, I think we can call the cat because I'm thinking Bearcat, so you can call him Keith. If he doesn't like that, you can call him Jeff.
Jeff.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm getting to the point now in my shoot job where I'm constantly like returning home with a melted brain, and so even several hours later, it's like put me on the spot for something creative. I'm just like.
And that's why this show's perfect for you.
Yeah. Somebody just messaged me saying, I don't know why, but it's kind of fitting that your birthday happens to be the longest day of the year. And my response to that is, yeah, really.
Wait, is today the solstice?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's the longest day of the year. And for me, that's kind of fitting because when I get comfortable, I talk a lot.
And that's why we put her on a podcast.
That's right.
So,
that's why we bring you here.
Yes. So to be here and be controversial about training. I'm sure nothing. That's okay. Nobody listens to this show.
All of the things I
she
said.
was 100% right.
Except for maybe RJ City. I feel like he still listens to the show. At least he answers our Twitters. I don't know.
I'm like dreaming of the day that Love Never Dies returns to Pittsburgh and I like get to work on it because something needs touched up and I'm just going to send him pictures and be like, guess what I'm working on, RJ? Because that's the one thing he and I connect over all of the time is our hatred of that show. And we agree on the same points. Costumes, beautiful. Music, great. Set, immaculate. Plotline, ooh, no. God. The plot of that show is so bad.
This is what I love too. I love when I hear the wrestlers are working on other creative work, like this. Like, I'm doing this thing, but I'm doing this thing too, right? Like RJ's one of them. Like, we know that RJ worked with, we talked early on about his Nickelodeon show that he was on, which is still fantastic. I've been like this close of like bringing that. Somebody was like, what question should we ask RJ on our podcast? And I forget. I think I asked about sensible shoes in the Riz or something. And I wanted to ask him about that Nickelodeon show if you don't know about it, because I think a lot of people that are seeing him on AEW or Hey EW, which is fantastic.
It's so good.
Don't know that background, but that he was doing. Obviously, he's like an improv comedian guy. If I'm saying the wrong thing, I'm sure it's insulting. He did TV with not QVC, whatever the Canadian broadcast stuff is. CBC, is it up there?
That's awesome.
He's obviously somebody who is a TV person, a stage person, and crosses that over, and obviously with his gimmick, when we saw him here and the sports entertainment thing and everything like that, but that helps strengthen things so much, right? Lee, creative, professional. The dude was editing his videos in After Effects, and I asked him if he hated himself. Because why is the hardest thing to edit video? But if you know it, dude, you could do anything, right? There's so much of that, and that's why I love, like, we haven't mentioned you're part of the Top Rope Tabletop group. It's perfect because the wrestling creative mind on top of the D&D creative mind and the storytelling, like, it all kind of marries together and informs and grows. There's so
Wrestling
many.
is essentially a live action D&D.
It's just one big LARP, isn't it?
It essentially is.
Sometimes there's
if
foam
your
weapons.
constitution is higher at WrestleMania, you're going to win.
Oh my goodness! So I love the past couple of times I've done a different podcast for like little short interviews. I've brought that same point up, Mike, where I'm like, wrestling is D&D. And it's like a roll of the dice, because in D&D, you roll the dice, and if the roll is really good, something really amazing happens. But if the roll is bad, sucks to suck. You got to go with it. There's no do-overs, and wrestling is just like that.
Yeah, sometimes you hit your finisher and they kick out at 1. Guess what? You rolled a 1.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
whenever Sting pops up from a chair shot, that's why I'm like, should have rolled a nat 20.
Well, that makes so much sense.
And the funny thing is, I don't even know D&D. The only thing I know about D&D are from Tati and Top Tabletop.
Hey!
That's it.
We are going to eventually pick out a date for the second season, everybody. Don't worry.
It's coming up.
We've got everything ready. We're just trying to find a date that we're all ready.
I'm finally not out of town every week, so hopefully this works out.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yes.
We're gonna make it happen.
Might have to move the Wednesdays.
I haven't played D&D yet. Never done it.
I've never done it. I've wanted to.
Yes.
I've been curious. I made a character. I just.
Hey, Ronnie, want to hear something funny? I've got a cardboard version of that belt you're holding. Because
I know, I remember you making that thing.
Yep, and I made it with the broken wrist. That was the.
I remember you doing that.
Oh wait, which belt is that?
It's the NWA belt.
Oh boy.
So
I forgot I owned this, and I just found it today.
So I was
like,
go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I was originally gonna make that my replica belt using sheet metal, which is pretty lightweight and pretty cheap to get a hold of. And then I broke my wrist, and I was like, I'm not doing that anymore because I don't have the capacity to learn how to use sheet metal with one hand that's not even the dominant hand. Cardboard it is.
You still have it?
I do. I do not. It's in my parents' house in my old room, but I do still have it.
Wow.
I remember that thing.
I remember the day I went back to school after I broke my wrist. I was at work because I was an apprentice in the paint shop, which was connected to all of the other shops in various areas. So I'm working in the paint shop, like doing something, listening to my boss explain something, and the props teacher, because I made the belt for my props class. Props teacher, who also was the props master, walks by, waves to everybody. I hear him stop, and he backed up a couple of steps, looked at me, walked over, and just sort of sat there for a second looking at my wrist. And I'm like, sup? And he goes, so I'm going to make you an offer, because clearly that's not good. If you want to, because the belt was like, we had to make a physical prop based in a certain time period for the final. He was like, if you want to make a paper prop, like a flyer or a letter or whatever, I will allow you to do that, and it will be worth the same amount of points. It will be graded the same as the final you originally had planned. And I just looked at him, I was like, I'm making the belt. And he went, okay, and walked, and was like, all right. And then I did it, and he was like, oh, good for you. Doesn't look bad either. So,
yeah, it looks really good.
Thank you. Definitely not as good as the replica that you have, though. But yours is...
Yeah, yours is like officially produced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, does that go next to your other belt? You still have that other belt, right?
Do you want me to go?
No. You don't have to. We don't have to bring it up. But
Tati, you know the other belt.
I do know the other belt.
Yeah. Somebody had a party.
And he's not fucking getting it back.
Oh man.
Oh man. Anyways, what else is going on out there? I'm taking a quick look. Oh god, even Eddie Kingston.
I mean,
wait, go ahead.
We could probably talk about Forbidden Doors.
What? Is there a pay-per-view happening this weekend?
Yeah.
Listen, so I have tickets to the show because we're doing a matinee with Warrior Wrestling across the parking lot, by the way. So I'm going to pack up and walk across the street and go watch a pay-per-view. That's going to be fucking amazing. And I do not have good tickets for it, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to be there.
No, that's really
I
cool.
hope
that you're
it's
gonna
not a
be there.
clusterfuck.
With the show or my show?
The booking has been
My
pretty...
show or that show?
No, that show.
Because
hope it's not as big
it's
of
a
clusterfuck
2 o'clock
as well.
matinee and I got concerns. But
I don't know if I want to pay for it or not.
well, dude, you listen, man. Look, dude, are you kidding me? Do you like New Japan?
I love New Japan.
Do you like AEW?
I do love AEW.
You ever have a doubt to buy an AEW pay-per-view?
I spend the $50 every time.
Do you ever have a doubt to buy Wrestle Kingdom every year, or at least subscribe to World, or at least come over to my place and fall asleep on my couch?
God, no.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that's done that.
How many
that
people
sounds-
have dozed off
Honestly,
on
if
this
I lived
couch?
closer, I probably would have done it too.
Do you still have the picture of who was it that shoved? I think it was French fries under my nose while I was asleep.
When did that happen?
We were watching New Japan, and I think I had come from a show, which I had come from immediately from work. And this was when I was at the airport and working graveyard
Oh,
shift.
yes.
And I was like, all right, guys, I got snacks. I'm going to be able to stay awake.
Man.
5 minutes later.
You know how many people have dozed off the Wrestle Kingdom on that couch?
I woke up to somebody sticking their finger under my nose to be like, can she smell this?
I can't remember who all was there. It all blends together because it's always 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning. So at least with the 2 nights, we're not here until the train starts going by in sunlight. You know, we're like trying to watch the main event or the next 2 main event, and the commuters are going to work. I was just like, we didn't have curtains then, so it was just us sitting here. You know. Yeah. It's like this has got to be weird. It looks like a science experiment. It looks like. Well, I was going to reference an Insane Clown Posse video. I'm sure I'm the only one that's seen. But if anybody knows, I think it's House of Illusion, which actually has a wrestling. That's the one with the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine in it.
Oh.
And I feel like maybe Brutus or something, because it's you're going by these windows and they're like these display like cage windows with them in there and these like kind of sets and doing their thing and stuff. So, but anyways, or maybe it's how many times? I don't know. It's one of the Great Blanco era. Sorry, I spent a lot of time in Michigan lately. Like I'm looking at like my 4th week visiting, 3rd week visiting Michigan here. So, and I still haven't tried. And I still haven't tried Detroit pizza. So, Ronnie, call off and come to MMA this weekend.
If this was last weekend, I would have been.
We almost had MMA 2 weeks ago, but they booked everybody. So, anyways, what's going
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
Wrestling.
What's happening at Forbidden Door, Mike?
Okay, so I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm not super psyched for Forbidden Door.
Okay, but you also don't watch New Japan and
I don't like a lot of those questions you were asking Ronnie. I'm like,
Nope.
No.
Meh. Nope.
Kind of,
meh.
not really.
You know. Okay, Mike is not the initial audience for this.
No, I'm not.
He is not
honestly, honestly, I haven't even. I've tried to watch AEW. Can't fucking follow.
Okay.
Can't fucking follow a thing because there's all these people going on. JR doesn't know who half the people are, and that makes it bothersome for me because he doesn't explain it very well, and he cuts off Excalibur when he tries to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm happy there's a women's match on there because I didn't think we were going to get one.
No. Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
New Japan and everything. But yeah, like I don't know. It's like am I gonna watch it? Probably.
This is the
know.
biggest detractor reviewing the show. Let's go.
Well, no. Like, will it be a good show? Yeah, probably. Is it my cup of tea? Not necessarily.
No. Yeah, I get it. But so let's put it together for somebody.
Yeah, but we have the card here. So
yes.
At least the card as it stands right now.
Okay. You go down it and I'll help explain.
Okay. So 3-way winner take all tag team championship match for the ROH and IWGP tag team championship.
Oh, I didn't know that was happening.
Yep. You got FTR versus United Empire, which is Jeff Cobb, who we all know and love from Lucha Underground.
Yes.
And the great Okan that JR had a devil of a time trying to pronounce.
Also the embodiment of mirth in Las Vegas. The Great Okan.
Excellent. Oh, that guy. Okay.
He rode the penis.
I got it now. Okay. And they're also based.
It's okay. Joe Dabrowski told me about the penis, and I visited the penis in Vegas when I was out. Yeah, we're back to cock access. Easy cock access. You got to go down to Fairmont Street. It's up in the Nerd Bar. Okay, when you go up this weird corner around the insult restaurant, you go up to the 3rd floor, and there's like off in the corner is the Nerd Cafe that has some cool stuff, including some Ninja Turtle heads, by the way, Ronnie, from the movies. And then there's a riding Bronco penis for you to ride.
Okay, next time I go to Vegas, I'll be sure to do that.
Yeah,
they're also facing Roppongi Vice.
Oh, you know that?
I know some things.
You know things.
I know things. I know things about things, but I don't know all the things.
It's Trent and Rocky Romero is that team.
Yeah, Trent.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be fantastic.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
I'm so happy with how Trent has sort of progressed in wrestling, because I still remember when he was Trent Beretta and he was in the Dude Busters with.
Oh, jeez.
What was that guy's name?
Was it Gable?
Oh, God.
No.
Gabriel?
No, that guy doesn't.
No.
He doesn't wrestle anymore. Is the problem?
Oh, I don't.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. Go ahead.
Kaylin
Croft. Yes.
Croft.
Yes. I had a really weird crush on Kaylin Croft, which looking back, I'm like, wow, my taste was way worse when I was a kid.
Well, you know.
It's not that good anymore. Like, it's not. It's it's nothing to be proud of anymore, but it's a lot better than it used to be. So
it's okay. Never discount your childhood crushes. It's fine. We all had weird ones. The women's championship match, as I mentioned before.
Hold on. There's Kaylin Croft, which just
no,
looks like
that's Trent Beretta.
No, that's Trent Beretta. That's what
that is Trent Beretta.
Oh, this is the other guy. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other guy.
There he is. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see what else we got.
That's
yeah, he just looks like Trent Beretta light, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A little bit.
There you go. I mean, he was typical.
Thunder Rosa?
What's that? Oh, there you go. What?
Ronnie, you have no light in your apartment.
Yeah.
we need to get you a ring light.
We need to get you.
Aziz light.
Anyway, it's a Thunder Rosa action figure.
Yes, Thunder Rosa is going up against Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship.
I dig it.
That should be.
Yes.
That should be a good match. That's gonna be a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Rosa's really nice too.
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Rosa.
I finally got to meet her.
Nice.
So, because I helped out at oh god, what was the name of that IWC show that they had Rosa and Hardy's on? Doesn't matter. I was like, there's a lot of hands on that show I want to shake. I'm gonna go help, and I did, and I had a lot of fun and got to meet a lot of people, including the Hardys and Rosa and Harper, Luke Harper, who now goes as Eric the Redbeard. All lovely people.
You mean Eric Rowan?
Yes, I do.
Eric Rowan.
I
Luke,
do.
yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's all
understandable. No, and I've often said that Thunder Rosa. Like I often say that Mick, whenever Mick goes in the room, is completely unassuming. He's Uncle Mick. There's no like oh my god, it's Mick Foley. It's just like, oh, it's Mick Foley. Mick's here, you know. Rosa is the same thing. She's just the happiest person when she walks into a room. And it's just like, and that's why I call her Mama Rosa, because it's just like she's you know, just got that nice. It's just got a cool vibe and everything. So, anyways, all right, back to you.
So back to the card. We have the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy.
Dream match I didn't know I needed.
It's gonna be a weird match.
It's gonna be a real weird match.
It's gonna be real weird.
Real weird. Yes. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. So happy that's happening. Jeez.
All right, and we also have a 6-man tag team match of Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Okay.
Yeah. Teaming with Minoru Suzuki. For reasons, I guess.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about, where it got really, really weird and convoluted. Like, no one explained why any of this was happening.
Which is the New Japan style. So, I mean, it's...
Oh, so I would hate it.
Oh, you'd hate New Japan. Oh, you would.
Yeah,
hate it.
okay.
It's you hate everything we love about New Japan. I promise you that.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I asked for storytelling. Okay. Versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. I don't know who Umino is, but obviously Eddie and
I don't think
Yuta-
I know who Umino is.
You probably do. I'm sure.
I
you
was
do.
so
Like I've heard
impressed
the
with him.
name before. I don't think I've ever seen him
I
wrestle.
feel like he's a
but-
dojo guy.
yeah.
Somewhere Matt's out there just like berating me for not. You don't know Umino.
I don't know. I really like the
That was a
booking.
pretty good Matt Rollins.
I really like the style of let's throw these two people in a tag team and see what happens.
But that's New Japan. That's
love
what they do.
that.
That's
I
what
really,
they do.
I really love that, mostly because like I feel like I'm the perfect candidate for that sort of pairing. It's like, here, throw me in a tag team with this random person. Is that gonna work? I don't know.
Well,
Let's find out.
That does kind of happen a lot on indies. So, Shota Umino. I'm trying to find a good picture here. Huh. There's that one. Oh no, that's her.
Okay.
Oh.
You keep cutting to me mid
Yeah,
of
because
pizza.
my
It's like I'm really enjoying this pizza from Slice on Broadway.
Oh,
it's your
oh.
birthday. You enjoy
yes,
Slice on Broadway.
yes, you do. Oh, it is. It's Dean Ambrose's young boy.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
Dean Ambrose. God,
All
John
right.
Moxley.
Okay, so that explains why he's with Eddie and with Yuta.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does because Moxley
Okay.
is busy.
And there's also a rumor that Bryan Danielson is going to be wrestling Zack.
He will address it tomorrow night on Dynamite.
I
Yes,
will-
addressing
It'll
it.
be a great fucking match.
If it happens.
If it
I
happens, yeah.
I still remember whenever that video of him getting his foot stuck in the ramp first appeared, and everybody was like, "Oh man, I can't imagine how that feels or how much that must suck." And I'm thinking, man, I really hope he didn't sprain his ankle the way I did when I did that.
Yeah,
Because
see, that's why I'm concerned about if any match with Danielson at Forbidden Door is going to be happening.
Well,
'Cause-
the bright side I'm looking at is whenever I fell through between the ring and the ramp, there was a much bigger gap, so my entire leg just went, and I landed on my ankle, and that's how it got sprained. And it looked like just his foot got stuck. So my hope is that hopefully all he did was kind of twist it really sharply, and that's why he needed to take some rest. Considering how much time has passed, it's probably a sprain. It would be my guess.
Yeah.
But he seemed to be in a better position than I was, so fingers crossed.
Exactly. All right, back to the card. We also have a four-way match for the inaugural AEW All-Atlantic Championship. We have Tomohiro Ishii versus Pac versus Miro versus the winner of Malachi Black versus Penta Oscuro, which, if you know things about things, you probably know who's going to win that match. But yeah, that should be a good match. And they better give Miro a fucking championship again. I mean, they just have to. Because Miro needs a championship.
Sure. I think that would be the acceptable answer. But damn, Ishii. But we're gonna see Ishii and Miro.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start there. So wait. What do you who you think is gonna win? Who's the obvious one for you? Is it
Malachi.
Miro? Malachi.
No. The match between Malachi Black and Penta Oscuro.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking Penta.
No. No.
Not with the momentum that House of Black has been going with, I don't think.
We'll see.
Yeah. But and we back to the card. We have our main event for the interim AEW World Championship: Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi.
Shit.
That's
It's finally
yeah,
happening.
That's gonna be a really good match.
Finally. Yes. I mean, technically they had a four-way, but where they just fought on the outside while other things happened. So over the IWGP US. Wait, is it New Japan? Wait, what was the title? It's the IWGP US title, right? That we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Who's involved in that one again?
Wait. The
Title match.
which title match? They're all title.
wait.
The US.
There
title?
was the US
That's
title.
Osprey and Orange Cassidy.
Osprey and Orange Cassidy for the U.S. title, because I know Juice had to drop it for some reason, right?
Yes, and then
okay.
Osprey won it, I believe.
Okay. I haven't caught up with all the titles. I don't remember seeing that belt on Saturday night. So there's so many belts. Speaking of Pena, he's in the finals of the Roulette de la Muerta against Villano 4 in October. In October.
Wow. Okay.
That's a long, because I know they just did some AAA because Joe Dabrowski is learning Spanish this weekend, I heard. So we're stuck at airports, wherever that case may be. Yeah. I mean, I haven't caught up on. I haven't. How did I not see anything from a Triple Mania this weekend in my feed? That's crazy.
I heard that.
I saw one thing from Triple Mania.
Was it Johnny Hardy makes his debut alongside Matt Hardy? Because
No.
that's what I saw.
Oh no!
it was a shot of the commentators where it looked like there was cocaine.
Oh, I saw that one. Not Joe's table.
I saw that too.
No, not Joe's
I didn't
table.
realize
I
that
saw
was
that, though.
wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a baseball
That
game.
was Hugo.
Nope.
That was Hugo.
Yeah, that was a.
That's insane.
image.
I don't want to seem like I'm downplaying the whole Jeff Hardy situation by laughing at Johnny Hardy. I love John Morrison's gimmick of just every time he shows up somewhere,
yeah.
it's Johnny whatever. I love that.
I'm waiting for him. Now that because he turned on Matt, right?
I don't know.
I think he turned on Matt in the match. If he goes back there, he needs to team with Taya, and he needs to be called Johnny Valkyrie.
Yes.
Like that needs to happen
100%
at
yes.
some point.
No,
Like honestly, when they had their dirty dishes match, it should have been for his last name.
That match was so great. That was one of my favorite things I've ever directed. That match was so much fun.
that's a power couple who I would love to like sit and chat with because they've both had such incredible careers and not just like tagging together as a couple, but just like separately.
Mm-hmm.
They've both been so many places and done so many things. I just want to sit down and just be like, please chew my ear off. Tell me your stories.
Tati, I have a question for you. It's a
Yes.
very important question.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Boone the Bounty Hunter?
I've seen clips. Okay,
Hold
so
on.
I
Do you have a DVD player? Because I got a DVD for you.
I do have a DVD player.
Oh, well, yes.
Yes.
So here's
Sorg,
the
lend her the movie.
So
All right,
here's
I
the
gotta find
thing.
that disc.
Oh no, I think I know where this is going. That's the worst part. I have a vague idea of where that's going. I actually don't like cop shows or bounty hunter shows. I avoid.
Oh,
I,
wait, no.
I avoid. I'm just like trying to explain that. Like I avoid.
This isn't what you think it is.
Tati, it's like if Mel Brooks did an action movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me.
And that's a meme right there.
Hey, but speaking of John Morrison, I wanted to share this tweet because you guys reminded me because this is right on there because we're talking about AAA. Joe did call AAA on Saturday. Anyone who knows me knows I'm all about prep work. After last Saturday, I'm now sitting on a surplus of moisture-based nicknames for the real Morrison. Promoters, please book me on more events with John so I can find a good home for them. I think I only hit about 30% at Triple Mania. I need to watch this match back, by the way.
No.
When he called himself the Moist Sea Superstar on Raw, I lost my damn mind.
How did they let him go?
America's
What the hell?
Most Wanted.
Yes.
America's Most Wanted is probably the best thing in the like. You want to know how good John Morrison is? Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, whatever you want to call him. Welcome to Slam Time is still my ringtone.
Oh yes. Jeez, his Lucha Underground stuff.
So
Yeah, Tati, if you haven't seen Welcome to Slamtown, his music video for Lucha Underground, it's fucking wonderful.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I actually want to go back and like look up some of those oddball projects that he's done because he and Luchasaurus actually both did a bit with the slow mo guys, who their whole bit is filming really cool things in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
So they did wrestling moves in slow motion, and it's beautiful. It is one of my favorite videos because I'm just like, yes, I want to see these moves go slowly because they're just that much cooler. And when you understand like how they work and how you can do that, you're just sitting there going, nice.
I think Alex Miller just dropped in the chat room. I think he just tuned in because he must have heard the AAA, and I think it's right after we were just talking about Hugo and them because he has at AAA was a commentary team doing a line of the Bam Bam. Never heard him told that before. So, fantastic. Well,
I think when you do enough, you end up getting a tattoo on your head.
yeah, that seems about right.
Oh dear.
Everybody, it's time. It's time! It's time to find out what did you
Vader
learn.
time?
What did you learn from wrestling this week? Who would like to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I learned that every wrestling company needs to get together. And
First problem.
Nope, hold on. They need to use none of the established characters that they have in their own companies. But everyone needs to pool their resources to make one retro show with all 70s and 80s gimmicks.
Did you watch the Impact show that we talked
I
about?
watched the whole fucking thing, Sword.
The first one?
Yes, the whole hour and a half of it. I watched. It was like I want to interweave that with the one WWE did that the name escapes me right now.
Southpaw
Regional Wrestling and Impact Provincial Wrestling Federation,
which has the same characters, by the way.
Some of them.
Yes.
Some of the same characters, but I need, like, in a world where we have Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield in the same movie, I'm pretty sure somehow, some way, maybe for a charity show, we can get everyone together. Like, hey, let's get 35 people together. Come up with your cheesiest gimmick name. Come up with your cheesiest gimmick. And let's have ourselves a fake fight show. Like, I just want it. I just want it really badly. It was fucking wonderful. Everything about it was fantastic. I love that Johnny Swinger's gimmick didn't change. Like, he was still just Johnny Swinger. Just everything about it. It was really, really good. And I want more stuff like that. Like, I want AEW to do a version of it too. And I want RJ Sade to be the ring announcer.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
And I want him to call himself Reginald Jolly City.
Maybe not that name.
No, because it's supposed to be.
I know. But
and then someone said, that name's a mouthful, kid. You should probably shorten it.
It's very. I'm amazed they haven't put the third one out. Although I have question marks now because they were supposed to do that one we did at WrestleCon like the next week on the show. So I'm wondering because there was a lot of weirdness.
Is the second one out? Because I only saw
there is a second one. They put it out around Thanksgiving, I think. So it may be on Impact Plus because it was technically an episode of Impact. I think maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see if I can find this because if I can find the second one, you bet my happy ass is gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's out there. It is out there. I think because I watched it, and I don't think I watched it live, but I watched it like after the fact, and I don't know if let's see, Throwback Throwdown, right? Impact Throwback Throwdown. But I know
that Throwback Throwdown one was the one I watched.
Because I know there was a lot of it was very weird. There was a lot going on when the third one was being filmed, and I'm kind of curious how that turned out because I want to see if they kind of recovered it. And it was not just us. It was a lot of stuff in the ring, a lot of the crowd stuff too. I think was kind of weird. So, but so hopefully one day you see the third one of those. Hold on. I'm looking for it now. Anyways, Tatiana, what did you learn while I'm doing this? Let's move it along.
Oh boy. I learned that nothing brings professional wrestlers together more than want to stick up for each other. This week I've seen a lot of people come under fire from fans, from vets, from other wrestlers, for this, that, or the other thing. Some stupid, some hey, maybe that's a good topic to address, but not in that way. And every time I see people coming together to say, let's not do this, let's be better about this, let's not shame each other. And I think we all complain about how wrestling is kind of not the greatest place to be sometimes. But it's stuff like that that makes me realize that this is a place worth being. This is a sport worth investing in and making better, because there's definitely enough people to make that happen.
It is astonishing anytime maybe a shitty person, podcaster, promoter starts running down somebody in the community, and seeing the reaction of the entire wrestling community say, no, F you, this guy's good. Like anytime you see Chris Taylor is one that this has happened a couple of times where somebody will run him down, and everybody's like, no, F you, you're the asshole. Chris Taylor's like awesome. And you just, all of a sudden, they don't address the person, but they just say, hey, this person's really good and nobody should be talking shit on him. And you're just like, did the person die? Or, so, that kind of thing.
No,
so,
I think it's more of a...
But it's all, but again, it's people coming back on that and that situation. It's really cool to see everybody kind of, basically, if you're not a piece of shit in wrestling, everybody's got your back, kind of thing. It's really nice. The community is really a community.
This is definitely a business where you receive back what you put in. Keith Hott and Adam Cole are two of the nicest people in professional wrestling, and because of that, there is not a single person I can think of that would not come to their defense in any way, shape, or form. And I put those two together for a very good reason. Adam Cole being on a giant platform and Keith being on a semi-smaller platform, but they both have that same amount of energy behind them at all times.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hey, so Mike, I found it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is definitely under the paywall still. It's under the Members Plus. That's why you're not finding it. So
Okay.
I will drop the link in case you want to pay $1 or whatever to get that. But because dude, it's I believe it's an episode of Impact, so I believe it's only 99 cents.
Oh, okay.
I think this was that, or it could have been their Impact Plus special. But it is it's very strange. They definitely had some issues during the pre-show, it looked like. So stick with it. It's very weird because you're going to see, I'm pretty sure they played a match from the first one. Because I'm like, what is going on here? And they got into it. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. So, there's that. Anyways, Ronnie Starks, what did you learn from wrestling?
What did I learn from wrestling this week?
And Ronnie, if you need time, I have another one.
No, it's okay. It's tough because, like, Tati brought up a really good point, and I agree with her 100%. And I don't know what I learned from wrestling this week. I don't want to say anything negative because we just had, like, a really good, positive discussion about, but I learned...
That's what I'm saying, Ronnie. If you want to say negative, I have a positive one to say after that.
I don't know. I learned that an owner of a company can just kayfabe everything on the goddamn planet and do dumb shit when he's currently doing dumb shit.
Oh.
Some people are on another planet, Ronnie.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about that.
We got into it last night.
Fair enough.
So, yes.
Yeah.
But
no, everybody be positive and everybody support everybody.
And that's the I want this show to generally be a positive force in professional wrestling. So we can address, but I do not want to lament over and over the shitty parts of professional wrestling. And we did it last night about somebody that begins with a V and ends with a man.
Man. Hold on, I'm so man.
Get that phlegm in there. Get that phlegm.
But anyways, we can get on to the positive. Like Tina's saying, what I've learned is it's great to see Clash of Generations done right. Nick Wayne versus Will Ospreay is something to check out. And I'm sure Lee Moriarty versus Christopher Daniels will be that same energy. Man, that's awesome. I learned that Ian Rotten needs to pay his wrestlers or his belts get burned.
That did happen, yes. No, that happened.
That's beautiful.
Podner says, I learned that WWE fans are as tone deaf as the company stopped cheering for That V word, you idiots.
To be fair, they're in Omaha. They don't really have.
Omaha, yeah, they don't get the news there.
They don't get out much.
No. They were in Lincoln.
Oh.
I've spent.
Oh, excuse me.
No,
It's still
Mike,
fucking Nebraska.
Mike, I've spent some time in Lincoln, and
Oh, really? How was our president?
what?
4-7 years.
He loves.
Scored 7 inches
years
ago.
ago. Dang your mom.
There's actually a great Lincoln burger place there where everything has kitschy political names.
Oh,
or,
so you got
American
Lincoln's
names.
meat.
I got.
And we're back to.
And that's what I got for the
There
cock
was a
jokes
lot of
later.
cock tonight.
Yes.
There's so much cock tonight.
I do want one more thing that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Sword likes Lincoln's cock?
No, I think we all knew that. I learned that wrestling has another royal family.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh
sake.
no!
And it's the Samson family.
Oh.
Elias and Ezekiel.
And apparently Elrond? Who the
And Elrond.
Who's Elrond?
Hey,
What's
you know
he
what?
gonna look like?
Maybe he's a manager off in the boonies somewhere. You never know.
This segment was fantastic.
But seriously, like when wrestling is done at the highest level for story-wise,
I don't know if that's the highest level.
I don't
No,
know. I
it's
think
a
that's
level.
peak
No,
professional wrestling.
no, it was done picture perfect.
I
mean, the green screen's a hell of a thing, man.
the editing for that was
the
amazing.
only thing that would have made it better is if after Kevin Owens made the match with Ezekiel, they cut back to the ring with Elias celebrating with the fans.
Oh, that would have
made
been
that
good.
segment better. It's the only thing that would have made that segment better. But they did have Elias on the after Raw. Like, they have an exclusive video with Elias. So I'm like, okay, I'll count that. But, like, when stuff is done like that, and because there are a lot of times where you're really anticipating things like that, and it just shits the bed so fucking hard. Like a Bailey "This Is Your Life" segment, or something like that, or Bobby Lashley's sisters, like exactly, like stuff like that shits the bed so hard. But when it hits on every single note, wrestling is some of the best media you can consume.
Yes, absolutely.
Just because it hits every single conceivable level. And when you have masters of their craft doing it, it's like watching the best movie you've ever seen.
I learned I need to keep a bucket by my production table on live broadcasts.
Oh no.
I got very nauseous in the middle of the Warrior show. Had a bit of a problem. And then I realized the time that I asked for the bucket was during the Frank the Clown segment.
That sounds about right.
It was just like, I'm like,
Are
yeah.
you sure he didn't make you sick?
I mean, unconfirmed, but whew. No, it was almost really bad. Like literally, I've never had something where I'm in the middle of a live broadcast, like, I don't know if I can finish this show. Like, and I was literally like trying to figure out what my out was, or how I could keep going. Thankfully, it cleared up, made some adjustments. I got nauseous, my jaw hurt, and I started taking clothes off.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you started your OnlyFans.
I did, right in the back row behind everybody at Warrior. I'm sure it looked weird. You're like, why is the director taking his shirt off right now? I had another layer. But Frank the Clown does have the tendency to churn the stomach. Yes. Yeah.
I actually pulled that trick off very well at the last Rise show because AJ Smalls was doing a photo shoot for everybody that needed new promotional pictures.
Yes, I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, I got to show off my new gear by
Yes.
Daryl Apparel. They did such a wonderful job. And for undisclosed reasons, I decided to keep the gear on during the show just in case something was needed. And I had brought a dress with me. So my favorite party trick of the night was I kept walking up to people while having the dress on over the gear and going, "Hey, want to see a trick?" Sure. Whip.
Wait, so you Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I was just.
You wonder. You
I
should have twirled while you did. Like just go Wonder Woman. There's a gimmick coming. I love it.
There it
I
goes.
see those wheels turning through the air. I see him turning.
I actually have a couple of characters in mind whenever I like come up with gimmick stuff. I'm sure you guys can guess one of them. So. Yeah, one of them's fairly clear.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with that one.
Yeah. I'm still trying. I'm like trying not to focus too much on which characters I want to embody whenever I go to the ring. I'm just trying to be me, and I'm also just trying to get my shit together in general because I thank you all for the compliments that you've given me. Right now, I'm not happy with my performance. I feel like it could be better, so I want to work on that, and then hopefully, by next year I will be all character, and it's gonna be great.
Go. It's a development. It's a growing. It's an evolution, if you will. So.
A blossoming, if you will.
Wow. Well, sometimes it just takes a little water to branch out and to grow and to bloom, really.
That's right.
There you go. Well, Tatiana wrestles on the social media. You go follow all of that. What's coming up for you?
The next show I am scheduled to appear on is July 9th in Williamsburg, New Jersey for Intergender Bonanza 13.
Whoa.
I'm going up against Reed Walker, a good friend of mine that I have been wanting to wrestle for some time. So if you are able to make it down there, please by all means come and see the show. If not, it's not going to be broadcasted live on IWTV, but it should be available sometime after. I'll try to figure out the details so I can let you guys know so you can see it soon.
That is this one here, right?
That's correct. And there's
there
me.
There you are. Well, there she is, right in the bottom row.
Right in the bottom.
There you go. Right.
That's fine.
I'm walking away from that one. Man, Mike 483 on the Twitters.
Yeah, I talk about things and stuff, and I do have cock access, so talk about that as well.
Good to know. Good to know. Starting his OnlyFans soon. And you're still rocking the OnlyFans too, right?
I am, yes. I can be found on OnlyFans, also at onlyfans.com/Tatiana Wrestles.
There you go. And also starting his OnlyFans is Ronnie Starks. It's mostly just going to be toys.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's going to be a lot of unboxings.
None of that. What? I don't know, Sorg. What am I doing soon?
I don't know, man. I don't think I have you booked. I don't have you booked for a couple of weeks, so I don't know what else you're doing. I don't know what you do with your time off. So,
Ronnie and I do need to figure out a time to play Ninja Turtles.
We should all go down. We should all figure out a time to go down to Anthrocon next week, though.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's I'm at Rise when Rise is Rise.
Yes.
Yes. That's in a couple
What day
weeks.
is that?
July 9th.
July 9th. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm booked on that.
You're booked with me on that. You're not
booked. Yeah, I'm not actually booked.
You're booked beside the ring, not in the ring. I guess you're always beside the ring if you were booked, though.
Look, man, I just punch and kick, bro. I
Not with my cameras. Anyways. But yeah, hey, I'm at Sorgatron on the Twitter. I am traveling. Well, I guess I'm still traveling, but not as I feel so bad because one of our Patreon supporters over on Awesome Cast was like, "Hey, follow Katie and Sorg because they're going to exotic places and their social media is really awesome." And I was like, "Listen, I'm going to Rochester in Michigan for the next month. It's not going to be that fun." So,
exotic Rochester, New York.
Here, Rochester,
come see the sight.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rochester, New York. On your left, you'll see a dam. And that's it.
Enjoy your vegetation.
I don't think I want to stay downtown Rochester anymore.
This is a rock.
And over there is a bus stop.
Yeah. It was the sketchiest Holiday Inn I've ever stayed in. Anyway.
Oh, you don't know the sketchy place I stayed in this weekend.
What?
Listen, I think we've all stayed in sketchy motels that we definitely shouldn't have been. I was once in a room down in New Jersey that didn't have a deadbolt.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
That's terrifying.
Uh, we-
I was
I
like,
would
maybe
sooner sleep in my car.
I was like,
I
maybe
put
I'm just gonna move this
chairs
chair
in-
under the door
It,
now.
I always have it's a lot of times I'm taken care of, but sometimes when the promotion, and this is not wrestling exclusive, but sometimes they do not put you up in the best places. And I'm just saying, the last time I stayed in a promoter-provided hotel, there was some food left for us and a towel left for us on the door.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
Beat me by 2 seconds, Ronnie.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
That's that Zoom lag. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. We are scheduled to have the Rise Tag Team Champions, The Runway, joining us here on the show.
Oh, we have to dress up then, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Damn it!
Up.
All right.
All right.
I got a fashion.
I gotta find that bow tie from last time.
You got a fashion.
I got a fashion.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
All right.
rated us last time. I want to show, some
We
improvement.
did. I think
I did get a haircut though, so that'll help.
But by the way, and for anybody coming to the studio, the barber next door is doing a grand reopening, and he's been doing a lot of fantastic renovating in there from the looks of things. Missy got the tour the other day, and so if you're coming in the studio or you're getting some tacos across the street, go check out our friends next door. That I tweeted the phone number from the Sorgatron Media account. That's on. It's in front of their thing. So support local businesses. Damn it! I know half of you are on the West Coast, but. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron Media. That's definitely before your time. No, that is.
You have to feed your hamster.
There's definitely a Britt Baker in there. There's a gory.
Let me grab the hamster.
Behind the M. That's IWC footage. You're definitely not in that.
Yeah.
Like literally when I made
IWC
this,
footage.
I mean,
I am definitely not in that.
it is like if you look at it, it's all stuff from the basement.
Yeah.
Like there's Chris LaRusso behind the Sorgatron Media banner. There's Here, let me do it this way.
Fun fact: Chris was at the birthday potluck I had last year, and he brought me a bottle of The Rock's tequila, which I still have not opened it yet because
I've been curious to try it.
I'm not really a tequila person, so I just keep staring at it like, should I?
Well, I can't.
What am I gonna
Let's
do
see.
with it?
We got Super Hentai. You got Britt Baker. It looks like that's Willow Nightingale in there.
It does look like Willow.
Because I think it's the 4-way that they did. Yeah, I think that's April in the corner.
There's Bruno Sammartino doing a press conference.
Yes, and the now former mayor of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's actually 2 LaRussos on the screen right now.
Is there? Oh, there is. Look at
Yeah.
that.
A very young LaRusso.
Yeah, there's Katie a couple of times on there too. There's one.
I'm
up
not
there,
on
one
there,
is
am I, Sorg?
I don't think you are.
I think I might be on
I
there.
just have the intro. There's the
Yeah.
guys. There's the guys. Oh, hey, you look at this in the corner, in the lower corner. That's at Studio Me. That's where Corey, and probably the same room where Corey and Carmela filmed their podcast.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Do you guys want to meet the fluff ball?
Yes.
Fluffball.
Yes, I want to meet the fluffball.
Aw, look at him.
Look at him.
Look
He's so
at
cute.
What's his name, Ronnie?
This is Lucifer.
Ah.
It's Lucifer.